Welcome to the Innovation Brief by IdeaScale. It's kind of crazy how many product innovations just totally flop.
Oh, yeah, it's a staggering statistic.
It's like 95%, right?
95% fail. That's right. And we're not just talking small startups here.
Yep.
We've seen huge companies stumble big names like Blockbuster, Toy R, even Kodak.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what separates the winners from, well, all those that just don't make it.
You know, it's interesting. It often comes down to something we might not think about right away, communication. It's not enough to have a brilliant idea. You need the right environment to make it grow, share it, turn it into something real.
So it's like the foundation, the core of a successful innovation ecosystem. And that's what we're diving into today.
Exactly.
How solid communication, especially in bigger companies, can unlock potential and help overcome those odds.
That's it. And research backs this up.
Oh, really?
Companies with highly engaged employees where communication flows freely are 23% more likely to have a strong innovation culture.
That makes sense. When people feel heard and connected, they're more likely to share their best ideas and actually work together.
Right.
It makes you think about your own organization, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
How does communication work there? Are ideas shared easily across departments? Or are there roadblock silos stopping the flow?
These are important questions, especially for global companies.
Yeah, for sure.
Think about it. Those large enterprises with teams spread out different time zones, sometimes even language barriers.
Yeah, just trying to brainstorm could be a logistical nightmare.
Exactly.
And that's where technology comes in.
It can feel like part of the problem, but...
Yeah, it can actually be a powerful solution.
Right. You're seeing more cloud-based tools changing how teams communicate.
Like what kind of tools?
Well, platforms that combine document sharing software applications, even whole unified communication systems.
So basically a virtual workspace where everyone can connect and collaborate no matter where they are. Like VoIP, for example, keeps those crucial innovation conversations going, even when executives are traveling or working remotely.
Exactly. And we can't forget about the Internet of Things, IoT.
Ah, yes, the IoT.
It's not just people talking anymore. It's networks of devices sharing information in real time. Huge potential for innovation there.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about the possibilities. Like, imagine sensors in products that can alert teams about potential defects before they even reach the customer.
Now that's proactive.
Right.
And all that real-time data from IoT devices helps pinpoint inefficiencies in business processes.
So leaders can focus their innovation efforts right where they're needed most.
Exactly.
Working smarter, not harder.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And this brings us to another important point, understanding the different ways we communicate and how they fit into the innovation puzzle.
Go on.
So we have internal communication within our organizations and then external communication with the outside world, including our customers.
Both are crucial, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Like having two ears.
I like that. One tuned to your company's heartbeat and the other to the voice of your customer. And just like with your ears, active listening is key for both.
Couldn't agree more. That's where asking the right questions is so important, like internally.
Yeah.
You really want to get at what are your employees struggling with?
Their pain points?
Exactly. What roadblocks do they hit every day?
What slows them down?
You're right. And where do they see room for improvement for streamlining things?
So it's about really listening to your team's experiences, understanding those ground level challenges.
Yes. And then externally, we switch gears to the customer, trying to understand what needs they have that aren't being met. What problems are they facing?
Interesting.
And maybe even more importantly, are there problems they're so used to dealing with
that they don't even realize there could be a better way?
Exactly.
Like they've just accepted the status quo.
Right. Never realizing there might be a more effective or efficient solution out there.
And that's where true innovation comes in.
Exactly those aha moments where you offer a solution the customer didn't even know they needed.
It's like you're anticipating their needs.
In a way.
Almost like a mind reader. But instead of thoughts, you're predicting solutions.
To do that well, you need constant communication, both internally and externally. It's about creating those feedback loops, gathering insights, sharing them, analyzing, and then acting on them.
So it's not just about having the technology, it's about the culture. A culture where open communication thrives.
Absolutely.
Where people feel comfortable speaking up, sharing their ideas, and even challenging the status quo.
Couldn't agree more. Innovation needs diverse perspectives and constructive criticism.
Yeah, it can't be seen as a threat.
It's got to be a catalyst for growth.
It's about creating that safe space where people feel empowered to experiment, to take risks.
And to fail knowing they'll learn from it.
Exactly. And that's where strong leadership is essential.
Oh, absolutely. Leaders who don't just talk about communication and innovation,
But actually live it.
right. They model those behaviors in everything they do.
Leaders who are visible, approachable, genuinely engaged in the conversation.
And willing to roll up their sleeves and work alongside their teams.
Because, let's face it, a culture of innovation has to start at the top.
It does, if the leadership isn't fully invested, if they're not walking the walk.
It's going to be an uphill battle.
For sure, trying to create that open and collaborative environment without that is like...
Building a house on sand.
Exactly. Eventually, it's all going to crumble. So, for our listeners out there, if you really want to unlock the innovation potential in your organization, start by taking a good, hard look at your communication practices.
How do we communicate? Are we creating the right environment for ideas to flow freely?
Are we really listening to our employees and our customers?
And are we as leaders setting the right example?
Remember, innovation isn't just about that one big idea.
It's bigger than that.
It's about making continuous improvement and adaptation part of your company's DNA.
It's about building a company that doesn't just survive, it thrives in this world of constant change.
And it all starts with communication.
So it all comes back to communication, that foundation for a thriving innovation ecosystem, and that's where IdeaScale comes in, right?
Exactly. Our platform helps organizations turn their teams into innovators by giving them the tools and structure to manage ideas effectively.
So you're making it easier to capture those initial sparks of inspiration.
Right. Then collaborate, refine, and ultimately turn them into tangible results.
For our listeners who are ready to take that step to unlock that potential in their organizations, what's the best way to see what IdeaScale can do?
Easy. Just go to IdeaScale.com and book a demo for a free trial. You'll see firsthand how our platform streamlines the innovation process, boosts engagement, and helps you turn those brilliant ideas into reality.
Well, that brings us to the end of another deep dive here on the Innovation Brief by IdeaScale. Thanks for joining us today.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights.
We release new episodes every Tuesday and Friday, so be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out.
And we always love hearing from our listeners. What are your biggest communication challenges when it comes to driving innovation?
Share your thoughts in the comments below.
We're always eager to learn from our amazing community.
Until next time, keep innovating and keep those communication channels open.